Wow, mwarera ategere.
Growing up, I've grown up in a humble background. My mother is a primary teacher. Amulanga Madam Adengero.
Humble background niye irina.
Humble background.
Obdosi wow mwarera ategere blayo wayasmwen.
Bantekesa ohwekesa omundu atulire mudaala eritasimbugaga muno mbu bamaani muno omundu ahulire mu mbeera kya buli ludaalo. So throughout mulimu ebintu bikirenge nibindiira ku mwoyo. Ate nga ebintu bihira bino responsibility ya government nyo kubanga yebikolaho. Osohera elala notingalamu byokusoma primary njimalira ku primary naye nga okyawabona challenges kiri mu masomero kano abanga masomero humahemere abasomesa facilitation iri very low buli mundu asimanyire emisara kiriasi muno. And I was even a victim because my mother is a primary teacher and I can say my parents are out there, very many of them who are teachers experiencing the same challenges. But still through those hassles, omuzade yabo nengeri nga hola sinanga pambana yababisyawo. Besides that, waunanga nihucha kudwaliro Evstemau Health Center 3. Ngonyala wauna wacha obola mami oli mundwa yabo la weteke hoche mudwaliro. Wauna wacha yo husa chibiri ngorede wihale. Munango chotula yesa mwenda. Nomuba soko nenjala bahubereho panado yengani. Exactly. So it compelled me ohumanya systems sinechkolebwa. Kusina mami yantu manga mudwaliro sinasangulira malesi, yeah, something like that. So I interested myself ohumanya how the leadership operates. And nocha watinga ala community ihutulamu. Personally, community in Tlam is a mining community. The poverty levels have been very high. So ocho humaliri sanga abana bahira hulwembera yobavu amaliri sanga kusomera atulireho. Maybe reason being omuzade sasoboleho lasina omukulira ebitabo bosasule sente kya matebo yacho hupanga mu gold mumena. Atenga bano bana baba bayere maybe at 14 15 yacha panga yahitinga omukisa yafuna hoya hasende. Growing up, I've grown up in a humble background. My mother is a primary teacher. Amulanga Madam Adengero. Humble background
niye irina.
Humble background.
Obdosi wow mwarera ategere blayo wayasmwen.
Bantekesa ohwekesa omundu atulire mudaala eritasimbugaga muno mbu bamaani muno omundu ahulire mu mbeera kya buli ludaalo. So throughout mulimu ebintu bikirenge nibindiira ku mwoyo. Ate nga ebintu bihira bino responsibility ya government nyo kubanga yebikolaho. Osohera elala notingalamu byokusoma primary njimalira ku primary naye nga okyawabona challenges kiri mu masomero kano abanga masomero humahemere abasomesa facilitation iri very low buli mundu asimanyire emisara kiriasi muno. And I was even a victim because my mother is a primary teacher and I can say my parents are out there, very many of them who are teachers experiencing the same challenges. But still through those hassles, omuzade yabo nengeri nga hola sinanga pambana yababisyawo. Besides that, waunanga nihucha kudwaliro Evstemau Health Center 3. Ngonyala wauna wacha obola mami oli mundwa yabo la weteke hoche mudwaliro. Wauna wacha yo husa chibiri ngorede wihale. Munango chotula yesa mwenda. Nomuba soko nenjala bahubereho panado yengani. Exactly. So it compelled me ohumanya systems sinechkolebwa. Kusina mami yantu manga mudwaliro sinasangulira malesi, yeah, something like that. So I interested myself ohumanya how the leadership operates. And nocha watinga ala community ihutulamu. Personally, community in Tlam is a mining community. The poverty levels have been very high. So ocho humaliri sanga abana bahira hulwembera yobavu amaliri sanga kusomera atulireho. Maybe reason being omuzade sasoboleho lasina omukulira ebitabo bosasule sente kya matebo yacho hupanga mu gold mumena. Atenga bano bana baba bayere maybe at 14 15 yacha panga yahitinga omukisa yafuna hoya hasende. Growing up, I've grown up in a humble background. My mother is a primary teacher. Amulanga Madam Adengero.
Humble background niyo irina.
Humble background.
Omudosi wawo we mwalera ategererayo wayasimwen.
Bantekesa ohwekesa omundu atulire mudaala eritasimba bugaga muno mbu bamaani muno omundu ahulire mu mbeera kya buli ludaalo. So throughout mulimu ebintu bikirenge n'ebindiira ku mwoyo. Ate nga ebintu bihira bino responsibility ya government nyo kubanga yebikolaho. Also here elala notingala mu byobusoma primary nji maliretira ku primary naye nga ocha wabona challenges kiri mu masomero kano abanga masomero hu mahemere abasomesa facilitation iri very low buli mundu asimanyire emisara kiriasi muno. And I was even a victim because my mother is a primary teacher and I can say my parents are out there, very many of them who are teachers experiencing the same challenges. But still through those hassles, omuzade abo nengelinga hola sinanga pamba na yaba bisyao. Besides that, waunanga ni hucha kudwaliro Evstemau Health Center 3. Ngonyala wacha obola mami oli mudwa yabo la weteke hoche mudwaliro. Wacha yo husa chibiri ngorede wihale. Munango chotla yesa mwenda. Nomubaso okone njala bahubereho panado yengani. Exactly. So it compelled me ohumanya systems sinechikolebwa. Kusina mami yantu manga mudwaliro sinasangulira malesi, yeah, something like that. So I interested myself ohumanya how the leadership operates. And nocha wati ngala community ihutulamu. Personally, community in Tulam is a mining community. The poverty levels have been very high. So ocho humaliri sanga abana bahira hulwembera yobavu amaliri sanga kusomera atulireho. Maybe reason being omuzade sasoboleho lasina omukulira ebitabo bosasule sende kya matebo yacho hupanga mu gold mumena. Atenga bano bana baba bayere maybe at 14 15 yacha panga ya hitingo mukisa yafuna hoya hasende. Growing up, I've grown up in a humble background. My mother is a primary teacher. Amulanga Madam Adengero. Humble background niyo irina. Humble background. Omudosi wawo we mwalera ategererayo wayasimwen. Bantekesa ohwekesa omundu atulire mudaala eritasimba bugaga muno mbu bamaani muno omundu ahulire mu mbeera kya buli ludaalo. So throughout mulimu ebintu bikirenge n'ebindiira ku mwoyo. Ate nga ebintu bihira bino responsibility ya government nyo kubanga yebikolaho. Also here elala notingala mu byobusoma primary nji maliretira ku primary naye nga ocha wabona challenges kiri mu masomero kano abanga masomero hu mahemere abasomesa facilitation iri very low buli mundu asimanyire emisara kiriasi muno. And I was even a victim because my mother is a primary teacher and I can say my parents are out there, very many of them who are teachers experiencing the same challenges. But still through those hassles, omuzade abo nengelinga hola sinanga pamba na yaba bisyao. Besides that, waunanga ni hucha kudwaliro Evstemau Health Center 3. Ngonyala wacha obola mami oli mudwa yabo la weteke hoche mudwaliro. Wacha yo husa chibiri ngorede wihale. Munango chotla yesa mwenda. Nomubaso okone njala bahubereho panado yengani. Exactly. So it compelled me ohumanya systems sinechikolebwa. Kusina mami yantu manga mudwaliro sinasangulira malesi, yeah, something like that. So I interested myself ohumanya how the leadership operates. And nocha wati ngala community ihutulamu. Personally, community in Tulam is a mining community. The poverty levels have been very high. So ocho humaliri sanga abana bahira hulwembera yobavu amaliri sanga kusomera atulireho. Maybe reason being omuzade sasoboleho lasina omukulira ebitabo bosasule sende kya matebo yacho hupanga mu gold mumena. Atenga bano bana baba bayere maybe at 14 15 yacha panga ya hitingo mukisa yafuna hoya hasende. Growing up, I've grown up in a humble background. My mother is a primary teacher. Amulanga Madam Adengero. Humble background niyo irina. Humble background. Omudosi wawo we mwalera ategererayo wayasimwen. Bantekesa ohwekesa omundu atulire mudaala eritasimbugaga muno mbubamaani muno omundu ahulire mu mbeera kya buli ludaalo so throughout mulimu ebintu bikirenge nibindiira ku mwoyo ate nga ebintu bihira bino responsibility ya government nyo okubanga yebikolaho osohera elala notingalamu byobusoma primary njimalire ku primary naye nga ocha wabona challenges kiri mu masomero kano abanga masomero humahemere abasomesa facilitation iri very low buli mundu asimanyire emisara kiriasi muno and I was even a victim because my mother is a primary teacher and I can say my parents are out there, very many of them who are teachers experiencing the same challenges but still through those hustles omuzadde yabo nengeri nga hola sinanga pambana yaba bisyawo besides that wawunanga nihucha kudwaliro Evstemau Health Center 3 ngonyala wawuna wacha obola mami oli mundwa yabo olawetekeho kye mudwaliro wawuna wacha yo husa kibiri ngorede wihale munango chotula yesa mwenda nomubaso okwo nenjala bahubereho panado yengani
sofunire obujanjabi
exactly so it compelled me ohumanya systems sinechikolebwa husina mami yantu manga mudwaliro sinasangulira malesi yeah something like that so I interested myself ohumanya how the leadership operates and nocha watingala community ihutulamu personally community in Tulam is a mining community. The poverty levels have been very high so ocho humaliri sanga abana bahira hulwembera yobavu amaliri sanga kusomera atulireho maybe reason being omuzade sasoboleho lasina omukulira ebitabo bosasule sende kya matebo yacho hupanga mu gold mumena atenga bano bana baba bayere maybe at 14 15 yacha panga yahitinga omukisa yafuna hoya hasende growing up I've grown up in a humble background. My mother is a primary teacher. Amulanga Madam Adengero.
Humble background niye irina.
Humble background.
Obdosi wawo we mwarera ategere mlayo wayasmwen.
Bantekesa ohwekesa omundu atulire mudaala eritasimbugaga muno mbubamaani muno omundu ahulire mu mbeera kya buli ludaalo so throughout mulimu ebintu bikirenge nibindiira ku mwoyo ate nga ebintu bihira bino responsibility ya government nyo okubanga yebikolaho osohera elala notingalamu byobusoma primary njimalire ku primary naye nga ocha wabona challenges kiri mu masomero kano abanga masomero humahemere abasomesa facilitation iri very low buli mundu asimanyire emisara kiriasi muno and I was even a victim because my mother is a primary teacher and I can say my parents are out there, very many of them who are teachers experiencing the same challenges but still through those hustles omuzadde yabo nengeri nga hola sinanga pambana yaba bisyawo besides that wawunanga nihucha kudwaliro Evstemau Health Center 3 ngonyala wawuna wacha obola mami oli mundwa yabo olawetekeho kye mudwaliro wawuna wacha yo husa kibiri ngorede wihale munango chotula yesa mwenda nomubaso okwo nenjala bahubereho panado yengani
sofunire obujanjabi
exactly so it compelled me ohumanya systems sinechikolebwa husina mami yantu manga mudwaliro sinasangulira malesi yeah something like that so I interested myself ohumanya how the leadership operates and nocha watingala community ihutulamu personally community in Tulam is a mining community. The poverty levels have been very high so ocho humaliri sanga abana bahira hulwembera yobavu amaliri sanga kusomera atulireho maybe reason being omuzade sasoboleho lasina omukulira ebitabo bosasule sende kya matebo yacho hupanga mu gold mumena atenga bano bana baba bayere maybe at 14 15 yacha panga yahitinga omukisa yafuna hoya hasende growing up I've grown up in a humble background. My mother is a primary teacher. Amulanga Madam Adengero.
Humble background niye irina.
Humble background.
Obdosi wawo we mwarera ategere mlayo wayasmwen.
Bantekesa ohwekesa omundu atulire mudaala eritasimbugaga muno mbubamaani muno omundu ahulire mu mbeera kya buli ludaalo so throughout mulimu ebintu bikirenge nibindiira ku mwoyo ate nga ebintu bihira bino responsibility ya government nyo kubanga yibi
atubondolwa leero
also helelala
Busia stories and
notingala mu byokusoma primary
aidanga
ndi
hweba so kubanga obeero
nayenga ochabona challenges mu masomero
kano subscribing
abanga masomero ku mahemere abasomesa facilitation iri very low buli mundu asimanyire emisara kiriasi
abaluhu bonna
and I was even a victim because my mother is a primary teacher. I can say my parents are out there very many
kubanga hoyongeraho kubanga hutusa product indai mwesi hudaha obeba so kwanjira lande community ye Busia ninde abalirwanyi basoli musamya mugwe naye ngate odaha Busia ndodahisa Busia atubondolwa leero hudaho kwanirisaho Busia stories atubondolwa leero hudaho kwanirisaho Busia stories and arts aidanga hweba so kubanga obeera okenda nafe ng'otugoberera ababeera niba subscribinga mbwere muholesya amaani muno okuba nti mutukobosamu maani nikwica waheberange namba ekyo kiyerere abaluhu bonna abalu commentinga abatuba positive criticism okubanga hoyongeraho okubanga hutusa product indai mwesi hudaha obeba so kwanjira lande community ye Busia ninde abalirwanyi basoli musamya mugwe naye ngate odaha Busia ndodahisa Busia Engolobe ya leero mu Busia decides huleetera Hon Akello Phanice wicho kubanga omanya bingi ebihira naye nga nibo hubalala abatulireyo babola batefe hudaha okubanga hubahonde etofali likutaho hu district yefe mu area kyo byobutuki oba hubole nti leadership so this evening fully privileged myself I'm privileged obanga hostingire Akello Phanice ebindi simbimanyire but kyohubere somukisa otweyanjulire otubolera metakawo and briefly who you are as a person ukwanirisa muno Busia stories and arts
kale webale muno Jackie nende timu yosi ohunyanyiriza Busia stories and arts endo humbere somukisa muholaho interview abantu bebusia basobola okumanya Akello niye nanu so esa metanisa Akello Phanice Mary originally muhalulu nkolesa ngeri ya mama Busia era nga esomene ndi na homa jibulwa ebustema era nga ndi muhaye mufumbo ewange biryane sikudayi kwihale muhalulu hawere nema okuba woman MP nende muhalulu hano handi nemere okuba woman MP era nga nemere okusikanda sha NUP oba people power and then nocha mubyo okusoma sendi muhaye nasomaho nahola primary yange njiholere tira primary school namala secondary nacha Busia Girls Secondary School for both O and A level ninamala secondary nache Makerere I did my first degree in records and archives management and then after nahola diploma in law and sai ndi pursuing a master of arts in human rights at Makerere University no kobola mu byedini esendi muhaye omukristayo so okay. Ni waliwe sindisyo daho manyaho oli mulebulo hontera
onkobose mu mani nti omuhaye olinde yuhulanga passion kubanga weyongeraho adding value olukobolayo husomero lutaho sino so esengese and Busia arts and stories and arts
yes
hudahise bila in that area sibi tuchuna haba
silaiwe baloda hisa babola batudahisa ofune yes
and esindi obolere edala no eskuda
yes oyo niye simwana former honorable MP Rose Munyira. So Rose Munyira aba masenge yange. Ate nga ndi mwiwa mugorya abanji bula bagorya. Yes.
Bamama.
So, bamama baba bagorya. So ano yindi simpangisawo era nga ndi mudala lyange linomba heho hwanjira hu musingi. So ndahaso kumya abantu bebusia olugambo luberenge nucha mumoni babolanga mu politics za data game. Anebusia lima bandu amakabila mangi muno manyire weso simanyire. Anabateso huli bangi nocha mu town mulimu abagisu mulima bakaramojo mulima badama niwihira paka erumino nogata habasanya nabagwe. So ese ndi muhaye mufumbo eranga ndi mutuze we Sikuda wichamu asopoto it a village and a Sikuda parish. Era handi ngobola mu hwekesa chairman wange yesali wo bamulango mamyopio niba daho manye bihiraho abanyala yabahola sina yabakobola mu nsonge. Yes.
In fact adesilai nubele nuhicha umahegeti umahaba sirikale badaho confirming dala. They are free to walk.
They are free, they are welcome.
Ba Hassan Phanice aline dala. Congratulations obanga olinde bahulanga huti dala.
Thank you.
So Phanice which the ohindide nolinde esirubirira so huba woman MP wa Busia district. Kwa kubona muhalulu hada ahabitaho. Enjale eyo yicha itie sinesi kuberesa amani ako kubanti odaho kubangwa ohihirira
woman MP. Also here lala esenhulire nindi very keen era ni paying attention muno on our leaders. Era nga hwanjira mirembe kya Rose Munyira ni hubona nende bababura ni becha bana bulindo ni becha, of course that is in my generation. Paka yuha malirise muhalula ho 2021 ni hecha. Nacho hubonanga as Busia district nyala na hola sina na hihira bandu ebisa ko woman MP. Growing up I've grown up in a humble background. My mother is a primary teacher. Amlanga Madam Adengero.
Humble background niye irina.
Humble background.
Obdosi wawo we mwarera ategere mlayo wayasmwen.
Bantekesa ohwekesa omundu atulire mudala eritasimbugaga muno mbubamani muno omundu ahulire mumbera chabwirudalo. So throughout mulime bindu bichirenge nibindira humoyo. Atenge bindu bihira bino responsibility ya government nyo hubanga yebikolaho. Also here lala notingala mu byobusoma primary nji maliretira hu primary na yenga ocha wabona challenges kiri mu masomero kano abanga masomero hu mahemere abasomesa facilitation iri very low buli mundu asimanyire emisara kiriasi muno. And I was even a victim because my mother is a primary teacher and I can say my parents are out there, very many of them who are teachers experiencing the same challenges. But still through those hassles, omuzade yabo nengeringa hola sinanga pamba na yaba bisiao. Besides that, waunanga ni hucha hudwaliro Evstemau Health Center 3. Ngonyala waunawacha obola mami oli mudwa yabo la weteke hoche mudwaliro. Waunawacha yo husa chibiri ngorede wihale. Munango chotla yesa mwenda. Nomuba soko nenjala bahubereho panado yengani. Exactly. So it compelled me ohumanya systems sinechkolebwa. Husina mami yantu manga mudwaliro sinasangulira malesi, yeah, something like that. So I interested myself ohumanya how the leadership operates. And nocha wati ngala community ihutulamu. Personally, community in Tulam is a mining community. The poverty levels have been very high. So ocho humaliri sanga abana bahira hulwembera yobavu amaliri sanga kusomera atulireho. Maybe reason being ngomuzade sasoboleho lasina omukulire bitabo bosasule sende cha matebo yacho hupanga mu gold mumena. Atenga bano bana baba bayere maybe at 14 15 yacha hapanga yahiti ngomukisa yafuna hoya hasende yamaliri sange byosoma holere sina abitulireho lino ili short lived sana apange the whole of his life nti nibu hyoda lolulala kulobe maliba o yatulawo kuloba notingala in the mining sector yefe see planned properly nti yes, we have the gold, but as a community, simuyiganyulamu collectively. Kwahabera kuyiganyulamu collectively, maybe if we have a law, if gold is one of the best exports to Busia, or near raising high taxes, how can the community benefit? Can there be a percentage from what comes from the mining sector in the district? Ekobola community okuyamba. So malirisa ngoma nona atulire ku somero, akire mupanga panga emali. After like 3 years, ebye emali bya hakota, he dropped out of school. Si hakobola ku somero, yamalirisa nga he's going into marriage, childhood marriage. So to me, nachanabonanga, these challenges among others need to be attended to. In as much as the leaders baliwo abali current
wabonanga
but I feel nti osinzira experience yimbwene honde yimbitiremo as a person, I do stand a higher chance of helping these people
because you've experienced.
I have experienced this. If we have these students who have dropped out of school, can we give them a chance? Fine, we're dropping an only P6 or after P7. Can we give you a chance to attain a skill to carry you on beyond the gold mining that we are trusting in? Ate handisa ino shebustema or buteba otira in the mining areas. The mining is no longer as open as it used to be. There are legal requirements, like you must have a license, an operating license of mining a gold.
Nano Phanice, ndaha huteo ahasala. We are going to get back to these issues because they are real issues. Momonyao ubone. Sina muntu kwa siolu planning how these challenges can be addressed. Naye nduda ho bahonde byo bindi bihuteba, then we can get back to this. Okay. Estebo sinda ho kuteba wecha muhalulu. Sibwayira. Ndolo mutero obola. Ni mwichiro tusabo bululu mwatu bamba naye sibwayira nduko bola buyede obunyalo ohunjo sa mu parliament. Challenges sinacho experiencing
muhalulu hawere. To start with, esenemera mu NUP. Ebiha bihwemera mu NUP skanda especially Busia hecha nga Busia he andikisa. I'm sure history byechulisa mwesi nti mu behavior becha batuyira mu koti ngeskanda towards nomination. So one of the challenges I faced was I have committed to come under NUP.
Nenga sorry sure
as a party, yes, uli mu koti. So there was that uncertainty. And it was a challenge because in case our party was not allowed to go ahead with nominations, it would have affected my and I had a passion to specifically aspire under this party. I will give you the reasons as we go on. And then noting all the other issue, Halul Hawere operating under the COVID-19 pandemic and
scientific
election. This had a troll on me. One, we were not allowed to mobilize large numbers of people. And that election became very expensive, especially for a person who was just, I was still in school by then, I was at campus in my final year. Yes, you do have some finances that can facilitate your campaigns, but with a scientific election, it became very hard. So the COVID-19 pandemic posed a very huge challenge in that election. And then also we had a challenge of intimidation. Our agents got intimidated on the polling days. Isn't it obvious, Jackie?
I don't know.
Anyway, allow me inform you. During the polling, the voting day, most of our agents were actually scared and they were intimidated to move away from the polling stations. And you know, we did not have enough time to train them, inform them that it is their right to participate in the electoral process. It is their right to choose a candidate of their choice, you know. So most of them got intimidated, and then we had a challenge of having to replace agents at the polling stations
at
the last moment. And that is where you often need an issue of as I'm looking for elections this season, I have people telling me wabere so bululu baone nga babwiba
Siwalinda.
siwabulinda bulayi. So eyo niyo challenge ihwali nayo that time muhalulu hawere. Yes.
Nusiri muhalulu aho ahalulu aho much as oboloti pati yali sirinja aha waliyo mukoti batino pati yange binese ebyo abandu bangi babitira abali nibechere hu flag hu scandals ya NUP babita especially mu urban constituencies ni wabawe nomaloma eibola nti abantu bahira bechera mu umbrella yaba be discovering where it was not about nti because omundu alinde this capability alinde obusobozi buno but because abantu balinde inenjala ya NUP tibunana obululu bundi muno bwabufunanga kulwa favor ya umbrella.
Yes.
Esyo sindo sibolaho sina
sinyala nasibolaho siri nti favor ya umbrella yaliwo then simba sandi yatulawo ihoire ibenga isiri. Yes. One thing we should appreciate His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu for is opening the eyes of the Ugandans, especially with the youth. Abaraga bindu byobululu bali badongesa busoko hufunanga hoyo mundu yemerewo na amudirira hebaga oba amuyambiraho. And yet when you look at our population as Uganda, we are over 78% a youthful population. Abaraga. So kulino hweba samberi omusacho we mulimo kuyahulo utwikule emoni yatwegesa ata halulu hano hatudira ho face kulino hengiramu. And it gave chance to so many young people to rise to positions of leadership. I'll give you an example of one of the youngest male MPs in Parliament, Honorable Kabiye Frank. He went to Parliament when he was still at campus, and I am sure the people of Kasanda, is it Kasanda South? One of the two. They do not regret because he has served. It is in this era that you see only NUP and some other opposition leaders coming out to speak for the truth. But this whole thing has come up because someone came yatusahanes ahatambara humu ni mwabanga hubona mazina wabona bulayi. So mfikirira nti abasingira hulula basiriyo handi hulicha munini husingisa abandi because we are making efforts to reach out to different parts of the district and all that, sensitizing people. Atesa ayabahira they know because people have experienced a lot of challenges, they are yearning for change. So responding to your question, it was not just a wave.
Obusobozi mwali nabo because ochohubona nti anebusia president wefe yawangula husina yali awumesende chaka bamba kulirira abantu babolambuye bahalulu. Of course you're not a solid speaker wa NUP
but speaker wa NUP but anyway it is public knowledge buli mundu asimanyire neyenga me what I'm assured of is that because of the pain that people have over the years and as we move forward the things have gone ahead to worsen. Uliso hubangana in the experiences to corruption in which yongera by people who are not even held accountable for their actions and service delivery is dying.
Sure.
So for those reasons abandu badonga n'obusungu handi n'obuchuni tisi bahanyala badire mundu but at least they trust it ni banyala bakobola mu bafu handi badola
babaho ne
bibachusa.
Sure. Nusiri hunup emkonga bechede baho bedesa esifo. Was it elective oba umuhongo yahwe unja muyabo lacho sinziraho umirimu Phanice yaruho la muskanda aho muberese obwa deputy secretary obwa Baraga mu Eastern region.
Yes.
By the way, congratulations.
Thank you.
As a person,
yes,
who congratulating, I may not congratulate you as NUP, but as a person, congratulations. How did you get to get this position?
Now, currently, as you said, I'm the Deputy Secretary for Youth in charge of Eastern Uganda. And yes, we know Eastern Uganda starts from Jinja, we go up to Karamoja and Sebeyu region. And then we have 40 districts. Now, getting this position is it's a position for the youth. Personally, I am a youth. I'm still below the age of 30. But as a party, we always have a a delegates conference, which helps aiding leaders. It's a process that is followed to bring the leaders. And I was part of the process, and of course, with recommendations and trust from my fellow part leaders and members, I was entrusted with that position to lead the youth in the eastern part of Uganda. Yes.
Esifo sino sikuyamba sitye obanga sikwongeramu maani in your aspirations ekyohubaawo?
Esifo sino personally nasangala muno ninsifunire because we are in a youthful population. Yes, I'm not disregarding the fact tuli nenda bahade befe nenda bazeyi befe naye ngo mulembe kuhira wabaraga. So to me it comes as a challenge ohumberesa mani to challenge myself that beyond offering yourself to serve the people of Busia, you are actually an asset to the country. You can impact on the whole of Eastern Uganda. And so sinosifo siri hunyamba muno. It is challenging me to get better solutions to the challenges that we face as the youth in the country at large.
Okay.
Yes.
Oluddawo huba member of parliament owabahayi Busia district. And Busia district irine ebidinyo byayo nga district ebindi bikatinga across eggwanga lyosi ebindi byefe nga bannabusia naye naddala mu byobulamu mu byokusoma mu employment oba nti emirimu kiwumawo but also nuhulumalumaho mirimu we are also looking at employable
employability
youth. Yes. So these are some of the challenges. Eweno nga omukulembeze onyala abandi challenges sindi kyo kiri n'obona n'okenda kokyalo obeera otweyanjulira obeera otubolyaku bintu ebyakera waafuna enjala ino wabola no, I think I can come out and be a voice and maybe try to push for change mu community gintuliramu. So these we have some of these challenges. Ewekoti Phanice Akello, what are your top notes? These are priorities. Singa banjire in this space where I can speak, where I can lobby. These are the top issues that I feel I should start with.
Because it lays the foundation for the reasons as to why people should vote you as their next woman MP. Global for Snake some interest. Not Ingala communities, just as you've gone ahead to mention, we face challenges across all sectors almost. Handing esengo mundu manyirenti, all this happens due to the bad leadership. I'll call it bad leadership. If you look at our health sector, for example, Uganda has gone ahead to commit to several regional and international conventions. It is supposed to upholding human rights. And not ingala challenges to facing a choice. They are either economic, social, political, and what? They are mainly social, economic, political. And political. And all these rights are supposed to be upheld by the president, or not actually the president, by the government. The nation comes together to entrust powers to the government. Bayiberesa mani yisobole ohulinde mirembe kyawe nendo bakolera kutinga bana Uganda. Naye nga sayino tingala edembe lya bana Uganda lyosi lityobolwe. In most cases, yes, including Abanabusia. No, Lomalo Mahudembe, the Abande Habihira, Abandu Batingalanga, maybe political prisoners, Tinyaba Uma rights. Neyenga, Hurinende, Edembe, Yobulam, Obanga, we have proper health. Yes, good health systems. Pabanga, kuli supposed hubanga government yefe ituyamba hubanga kunyala ohule sende hwabaho na hasende. If you look at the poverty rates in our district, wewunya sina mentioning ifo because no chebuteba okole busitema yo chebusime ohinge majanji. We have the same challenges. Poverty is one of the key challenges, and poverty is propelled by the government. I will say intentionally. You want to ask me why? Why I say intentionally? Omundu mwangu okutuka usina ntocho huichanga yonde bitanu 15 no muberesa na kuberesa halulu.
But government iberengeni and these different programs, youth livelihood and yoga, NADS.
That is why I'm driving to.
And then currently PDM.
Yes.
And Nesirubi is we are eradicating poverty. We are moving into that economy.
The money economy.
Yes, the money economy.
Now, I don't know if that is the right word, but it is still okay. On paper, this government has very good programs. Even the laws have been very good until now that they are changing them intentionally to favor them and keep them in power. Not ingala the National Development Plan 3. You are able to implementing PDM, maybe Binesi. The write-up is so good, but the implementation, we have a challenge of corruption eating up our nation. And surprisingly, most people have just welcomed it. People are not coming out to challenge it. It is just a few of us who are choosing, because it's mostly the opposition that is supposed to scrutinize the government, hold it accountable. And now, if you have a weak opposition in the parliament, you're giving the government a leeway to do whatever it wants. So in as much as the programs are planned, properly planned, at implementation level, they die due to corruption. And then also, you cannot just hold 1 million and give it to someone whom you have not prepared. Like I told
you, they are using esende chachifunide nayenga ateba asahonde sinasanya lwekikosesa.
Ati niyo si hubolera abandu sibatekehe. Nuhubere nihuhanja interview yefe ino ajaki hubolere honti kufuna challenge ntomano obaya kama P6 oba P7 na kesa hobya kesa oba nafuna boda niyanje huvuga. Yeah, so niyanje hufuna boda ino oba niyanje kusahumudara awo ma home skill yindi yosi yali nayo ontina banafunire capital anyala hola sina anyala ye boostinga. So in that way nyo ihwetagira our leaders. Busia, you'll be surprised. We have a skilling school. I think it is called the East African Institute of Development Studies. It is our opposite Shine Outreach, Equator Road. This school offers different trainings, skilling in different things. Inyalayaba ohola catering, inyalayaba in tailoring, salon work, and so many others, mechanics. But trust me, our leaders have not seen such initiatives even to aid the community develop through them. Yeah? Obanga bongera mesende. You find that such initiatives are there, but they're dying out without the community benefiting from them, simply because our leaders are detached from reality. So if you bring 1 million or more and you give it to someone without preparing them on how they are going to use it, what do you expect? Ostegera. Personally, I have worked with a company called Good Leisure Farm. Good Leisure Farm does a different work in communities. Busia, it is in different districts. It's mainly in the agriculture sector. So they train people. Bayira bana baba traininga engoho ochirindo otie normally ohulinde engoho chifuna mo otie sende no tusireho okusengo honga namba onyala hola musina onyala hola mpiza onyala hola wanja businesses chasina kotinge cyo kusa chips hungia no supply ngabandu all those things era I believe abantu abitem program you they are thriving and excelling nayenga government yefe ihola tasi program ni stupa wo yityo awonyo yihwe haira habola huti at least let's have a change in the leadership what of the ruling government.
Nano obero balbaho issue ya corruption. Because corruption iri ku buli stage niwali obudinyu bwa corruption nti for example nekinesende kya PDM ninda anosana no village when osi waliwo corruption owuliranga nibabola nti munaye bandu mfo si omundu omubere se milioni olumu bahe mtwala atano atali n'okobosayo emiliyoni
You get
ni esyo sindi obasesya hatulawo sitye syanjirayi
esindesho. I think I was a victim at one time. While in another group we were applying for the youth livelihood fund. That was in 2016. Nali huna mala senior 6. We were excited, you know, what recent government chidiyo kwe holama wamulimo kwecha with our business proposal who are submitting. My dear, when the money came, I don't remember very well how much supposed to be. Na yenga nikalimpa supposed to fune million. Hama disanga hufune about 500,000. And yet you're supposed to pay this money back. At that point, esana bitula hona cha university na focusing na bolo wai echichire. Hulo huba. Corruption iri humalawo even the proper programs chabani bateke. And they're not willing to fight it. This is clearly seen. Abakesa whole wana corruption. People like I'll give an
kati emitalo bwe gibeerako jjukira Busia yaffe eno is a low line, I mean island ngamba eri highland not island. Kati emitalo bwe gibeerako jjukira Busia yaffe eno is a low line, I mean island ngamba eri highland not island. So Kenya eri waggulu, Busia eri wansi. Kati most of the time ndaba nga bazimba enguudo zaffe zino naddala ez'amaramu tebateekako emitaawo.
Tubaaniriza ku Busia Stories and Arts nga olunaku lwa leero tulina olugenyi olw'enjawulo era maaso awo katono agenda kuba abeeyanjulira. Kano ke kanyomero kaffe aka Busia Decides era ng'omuweereza awo nze Oprah Baby. Sebo, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Mbadde nsaba oyanjulire kuba tulaba.
Alright. Abali ku Busia Stories, amanya gange nze Juma Yahaya Esuku. Ndoza weewaawo waneyongereyo ko katono. Manyi ya sagala kubawa ansange ekomawo mu kkubo. So nze Juma Yahaya Esuku, saawa eno nze kansala akiikirira division ya Eastern ku District Council and